only used attack in the HGL, so once again I'm gonna play around with different classes when I get them. So Matamas are something that the Slayers seem to have, and Oka here just turns around and says on your very first mission to get one, it's very unusual by obviously the sounds of it. And the Matama we released was Minamoto? Minamoti no Yashiro. I'm just gonna butcher the name, so I'm not even gonna. I'm not even gonna try that. Okay, so Slayers are an only fighting force. Our souls commune with Matama, and their special abilities help us battle. Makes sense. And now you're one of us. I hope you're ready. You'll only be getting Missia from here on out. You have no idea how right she is when she says that. Well, let's go. Our success to the report our success to the captain. Okay. So Yamato there bringing up some good points. Like the Oni are seemingly just appearing out the woodwork, and they just fight. So the Slayers are fighting for survival, by the sounds of it. And I understood, so fair enough, I understand where you're coming from. So Yamato is officially registered us as a Slayer, so he's recognized us. So the Matamas have their own souls, so as Yamato just said, we're now responsible for not only our own soul, but the soul of the Matama. So we're gonna see Shikimi, I think that's pronounced right. She can obviously level up your spirit, or Matama rather. Later on in the game, you can combine your Matama with a weapon, and it will create a... Like, in Dark Souls, you'd call it a boss weapon, because you use the boss's soul. In this, you create a weapon by using their soul. So, like, the weapon gets used and the soul gets used in the process, and you'll end up with this weapon that obviously will do a fair bit more damage than standard ones will upgrading them. So, what would we like to know? What is a Matama? Matama are the souls of heroes captured by the Oni. Yours is part of your soul now because you freed from the Oni. Okay. Why do the Oni have Matama? The Oni eat the souls of humans. That's nice. More souls they eat, the stronger they become. Okay. Oh, that was straightforward and to the point. So she's kind of like a shrine maiden. Well, she can source with spirits and that, and That's what I'm getting from this. I can strengthen your bond with Matama, enhance its power, so yeah, you can level him up. And it costs Haku, which is currency. Oh, I've already gone for that. I don't need to worry about that. Matama must be equipped in a weapon. Yeah, so you equip the Matama to your weapon you're using. So I can equip our Matama, and it will give us a buff. So we get attack level up +1. Oh, attack level up. Well, attack up level 1 rather. So we now get a buff because of that. So if we look at our abilities, we do 208 damage, we've got our 1000 health and focus, our defense is pretty bad, but it's early on, so what'd you expect? So we have the Slayer set, so we get slightly more defense because we've got our whole set. Obviously, later on in the game, you'll have different armor sets, and if you wear all of it, you'll get different bonuses. You've got the Sky, Wind, Fire, Water, Earth. That's your elemental defense, I believe. I believe that's your elemental defense, and you have your weight. Obviously, an awful lot of it. But yep, you'll get your stats. So we've got 8 bullets, and we have the scatter shot, the explosive, and the non-piercing leech. And recovery. So Carnage gives you more damage. Leech, if you damage them, you get health back. Might, I think that's just another attack buff, and recovery is a little self-heal. I think I've explained that through hopefully well. This is Takara, or Tatara? I think it's Tatara. He will be our blacksmith, and he'll be in charge of forging our good old weapons. So, another important thing, which I found out fairly recently, is you have the old shrine. It seems no one's tended to it for some time. You will later on have that shrine, like a spirit will speak to you, which is the spirit of the old tree up there. And from there you give it a amount of Haku. So I think it starts off like 100 Haku, and whenever you go complete a mission, you can go back, you can pay another 100 Haku, or however much it goes up to. Like, it goes up more as time progresses, and the tree will grow bigger and bigger. When I mean tree, it's not the big tree. It's literally, if you take a look, you see that very little bramble at the back. Yeah, and that tiny little sprig there is what grows into the tree. So obviously nobody's attended to it for quite some time. The miasma and everything's happened, so it's materials which you can use obviously for weapons, armor, and the like. There will be well, eventually will be a pool where you can take baths and that with spirits. You'll get a buff and you will increase your connection, so you get a little bit of an EXP bar boost. Also, for some reason, it always seems to be open for women. Like, I played the game for about 30 hours, which sounds like a lot, but it really isn't. Like, it's just enough for me to get my feet wet and learn the basics of a lot of the, well, two of the weapons rather, the bow and the sword. So I need to speak to both of them again. Oh, yeah, so this will just explain you can create weapons, create armor. Obviously, you'll have different weapons or have different like damage types. So that's fire, that does fire damage on top of the normal damage. That just has better damage than what I've got now, which is that. You can create armor, so at the moment the best armor we could get is the veteran armor, which doesn't look too bad. And you can upgrade your armor on what you have now. And as your weapon gets higher, you can equip more souls to it. You'll have more socket space. So, for example, if I go to the weapon I've got now, it's, well, not the weapon I've got now, but that's the weapon that I have, rather. Sorry, I'm all over the place. It says one socket, so it means that that has one Matama slot, so I can only equip one Matama to it. Chest means that I've got one of them in the chest, so I get starting weapons for all of the different classes, so I can try them all out, which is a nice touch. Instead of having to like pay out, they're just all there, so you can play around and see what suits you. So if I chose the musket and I suddenly didn't want to carry on using it, like, it's not locking you on into, well, you can only use that, or you don't have to pay an additional amount to buy another weapon. So I'm guessing it wants us to upgrade. So we can upgrade it to level 2. And we get another boost. So we got stamina level 2. So, yep, you get more health now. That's a standard buff. So as long as the Matama's on the weapon, then it will get that as a buff. Oh, I get it. So, yeah, I'm completely missed out Sishui. This is Sishui. Let him speak for himself. He's a researcher. So, Sishui can just give you information. Like, he's your little library. If you're looking for information on a creature you may have fought and lost to, if you go and like look up the history of it, like if you fought an Oni, it will tell you. So you've got Oni, and I've only seen 2 types, which is an Imp and a Pale Imp. But if you click on it, you'll get information, and in that it can have resistances to different elementals. So, for example, if a creature is resistant to fire and I'm using a fire weapon, obviously he's not going to take as much damage. Whereas if he's got a weakness to water, and I use a water weapon, he'll take additional damage. So, you can always use information, so if you're struggling a little, you can always use that information. You can always go check him out and see if you're using a weapon or using the right element. You may be able to do some more damage, and it may just give you the help you need.